So there are two things that are most important when you're launching your low ticket digital product. And it's got nothing to do with the type of funnel or whether you're going to do a VSL or a text-based sales page. It's got nothing to do with you're going to do organic social media marketing or you're going to do paid advertising or the ad platform that you choose or the type of ads that you run. It's got nothing to do with any of that. And actually, the two most important things happen before you even launch the offer in the first place. And it comes to number one, picking the right market and the opportunity that you want to go into. And then number two, it's then deciding on the offer. But more importantly, it's choosing an offer and then understanding how to communicate that effectively to your audience. Because typically when we're selling these digital products, it's going to be from an ad or they're going to see it randomly on their social media somewhere. And you've got a very short time frame in order to communicate the value that your offer has and get them to buy. So it's important that you understand how to communicate your offer in a really effective way if you want to make money. Otherwise, it's just going to get scrolled past and they're going to continue doing what they're doing with the day. Now, in one of my previous videos, I think it was the last one I did, I talked more on choosing the right market and the right opportunity. So I won't go into that in this video. But what I want to focus on is understanding your offer, but again, the messaging behind that and how to package it up effectively. So when I come up or when I start the process of building low ticket offers, whether it's for our own company or for our clients, I basically go through this 4-pronged approach. And there's basically 4 criteria that we look for in a low ticket offer. And I've been doing this now like 9 years, which makes me feel incredibly old. But after reviewing everything, like the best performing low ticket offers for digital products, they have these 4 things. So number one is time saved. So this is not always something that people think about. People think that when they're creating a digital product, they are selling a course. They are selling information. But the reality is information is fucking everywhere, right? You can find any solution to any problem on YouTube with ChatGPT and AI. Like all the information is pretty much there. So when typically someone is buying your course, you don't want to look at it as if they are buying information. They're typically buying speed. Like they are paying you money so you can quickly solve their problem. So they don't have to spend time, effort, and energy going to different sources to try and understand the best way to solve it. So you want to make sure when you're communicating your offer, you want to communicate it in terms of time saved. Yes, you can have promises and outcomes. Of course, you want to market to your customers' desires and the outcome that they want to get from the product. But what I always try and include somewhere, and it doesn't always have to be in the main headline, but it's somewhere in the big promise in how much time it is actually going to save them. And this is why you'll find that, for example, a lot of you would have seen them, I'm sure, in your newsfeed, people teaching you how to create a low ticket product with AI, right? And typically on a lot of them, they will say, get this launched in a weekend, right? And that works really well because most people who are looking to start to make money online or to start the business for the first time or maybe to launch a low ticket product, maybe some of you even watching, you've probably spent weeks or months trying to do research, trying to understand like what you should do. Is it too risky? Is it not? Like you don't want to waste your money or your time. And you're gathering information. Whereas they're promising you, hey, you can do it in a weekend. You can get the result that you've been trying to do for like the last 6 months. So what you always want to think about is, okay, how can we position it to say like, hey, you can get this certain result in an X time frame? Now, we've also done a lot of work with different coaches and offers, and 7-day stuff works really well. So it doesn't always have to be in a weekend. It doesn't have to be like, oh, in 2 hours, you're going to get this amazing result. It's obviously got to be believable and realistic. Otherwise, people just aren't going to believe you and they're not going to buy. Or they are going to believe you, they're going to buy. And then when you can't get them the result that you promised, you're going to give them a refund. So it doesn't always have to be like 1 hour, 2 hour, 1 day, 24 hours, 48 hours. It needs to be realistic, but it needs to be in a shorter time frame than typically they've spent previously trying to solve the problem. So launch stuff in a weekend. You can do like 7-day programs or 7-day challenges. We've done a lot of stuff with coaches with 21-day challenges where we promise some form of like transformation at the end of the 21 days. And again, like 21 days for some people might not seem very fast, But if you're working with someone who has struggled to like lose weight for 10 years, then 21 days isn't a very long time period in order to experience a result. So communicating your offer in terms of time saved is one of the best ones, or one of the most important ones. The next one is result clarity. And this can also be, this could be also like pain and problem clarity as well. So I've talked about this in previous videos as well, is one of the biggest problems I see is like people are very generic with the promises and the problems that the offer solves. So for example, it could be like, hey, this low ticket offer is going to teach you how to start a profitable Amazon business. Even like start a profitable 10K a month Amazon business, or purchase like the coaching starter kit is going to teach you how to grow a 10K a month coaching business, right? And even though like the result is pretty clear because it's going to teach you how to get a 10K a month business, you're not really being super clear on the specific problems that you're going to help solve. So for example, if you're trying to build a coaching business, there are a million different problems that you can encounter to get to 10K a month. So what I would prefer to do is take those specific problems, break them up, and create a specific digital product for that one. Because again, like building a 10K a month business, for example, or like an Amazon business, that isn't going to take, a weekend. It's not going to take 7 days. It's probably going to take longer. But and I'm not in the Amazon space, but I imagine one of the biggest problems that people face building an Amazon business is choosing a profitable product. So instead of saying, hey, I'm going to teach you how to build a 10K a month Amazon business, join my course for $27, what you can say is, hey, in the next 24 hours, I'll help you pick a profitable product for your Amazon store that can scale to 10K a month or 100K per month. So instead of saying, hey, I'm going to solve all your business's problems and get you to 10K, I'm just going to solve this very specific and painful problem, and I'm going to do it really, really quickly. So the last 6 months that you've spent trying to find a product, we're going to solve that in the next 24 hours. So I'd much prefer to do something like that because, again, the claim isn't as big. So that's why I said in the beginning about Alex Hormozi, $100 million offers. Hey, you need to do like big claims or wild guarantees. You don't actually need to do that. A lot of the time is just result clarity and pain and problem clarity. Because the more directly and the stronger your connection is with the audience, basically the more specific you can be, the stronger the copy and the stronger the connection, and the higher the conversions they're going to be. So for another example of some good stuff like that is you'll see people say, hey, I'm going to teach you how to take like Instagrammable or like professional phones just from your iPhone, right? It's quite a simple offer, but the result is super clear and the pain and the problem is specific as well. Or we had one recently where it was like a social media calendar, like 365 social media posts for X business, right? And it was for like a really specific niche business. And that's because we knew our target audience struggled with getting clients from social media, understanding what to post. So we created a digital product around that for them. And again, it was targeting a really specific pain or problem, not every single problem, but a really specific one. And the result that they were going to get from that product was super, super clear. So that's something that we look for. Third one is just cost risk. So this is pretty self-explanatory. Low ticket digital product, you're going to price it low, right? A lot of the time we're creating these courses and these offers is for entry points to your business. It's not to make $1 million. I won't go on about it here, but typically you're probably going to see these products sold for anywhere between like $7 to $47 is the typical price range. And then the final one that we look for is ease of implementation. So at the end of the day, people are lazy and they don't like to work. People want an easy life. So we need to try and package our product up in a way where it appeals to that desire for an easy life. Now, you've got to be careful because, again, you can't start throwing around unrealistic claims and say, oh, this is so easy, no work, but you're going to get this amazing result because, again, people aren't going to believe it and they're not going to buy, or they are going to believe it, they are going to buy, the experience isn't going to live up to what they believed it to be, they're going to ask for a refund, and that's going to cause a lot of headaches. So you need to think about how can we either structure the offer or the product in a way where it is, or it does have some ease of implementation. So for example, One guy that did this really well was this man, Ty Lopez, when he sold his 67 steps program. So like 67 steps isn't necessarily like a short time frame compared to some other products. But he didn't just say, hey, like, here's my like course or program teaching you how to live a good life, right? I can't remember what the actual promise was. What, 67 steps to living the good life, was it? Or become a millionaire? I can't remember. But the point was, he positioned it well, and he said, well, if you just give me like 5 minutes a day, I'm going to give you one lesson for 67 days, just 5 minutes a day, and it's going to show you how to, achieve health, wealth, love, and happiness. So that's how he positioned it. And for the person buying it, it's like, oh, 67 steps, that's a lot. Oh, it's only like a 5 minute lesson a day. Oh, that's easy. I can listen to that when I drink my morning coffee. I can listen to that on my walk to work, on my drive to work, on my commute to work. Like, everyone can find like 5 to 10 minutes a day. And not every product is going to be able to do this, but that was the positioning that made sense for that product. And we found like good success with that as well. I talked about previously a few minutes ago about, we do a lot of like challenges for our clients. And it's funny, we had like a 21-day challenge, and the 21-day challenge, like, our client put a lot of content into it. It was like them, like recordings of them going live for like an hour plus a day. And for a lot of people, like, that is too much. They don't want a 21-day program where they have to dedicate like 2+ hours a day to go through the content and then implement what they got taught. Like, unfortunately, for a lot of people, that is a lot of effort. So what we did with that is that we slimmed the program down. In a lot of senses, we made it less valuable. We cut out content. We didn't include as much as we could have because it was too much for people. And in fact, the 21-day challenges that have sold the best is where we've adopted a similar approach to Ty that Ty did, where it's like, hey, 21-day challenge. There's like a little 5-minute, process that you need to go through in the morning. And then by the end of it, you're going to get the result. And you can do it when you're on your walk, morning coffee, whatever it is. And we found that messaging actually converts way higher. So making the program less valuable actually increased the conversions, because the way we communicated it was, hey, this is easy. Another example of it is, we had a program that was audio only. Now, most people in the industry, they have, videos, workbooks, all this text, like really in-depth stuff for people to go through. But we had a program that sold really well, and we actually saw our competitors doing it. So we modeled something similar to them, and it was just an audio program. And it was like the easiest program we've ever had to create, because my business partner, all she had to do was, she didn't have to get ready or get the camera ready or anything like that. She just recorded audio, and then we uploaded it. And again, we positioned it as, hey, over like the holiday season, you can do like a full reset. We know it's a busy period, so you don't need to be like sitting down at a laptop or in a quiet place or anything like that. You can listen to it with headphones on the go, as you're driving somewhere, as you're dropping something off, as you're waiting for someone to come around. It's going to take like 5 minutes a day. And again, that convert better because of the way you positioned it. So whatever the product is, you can always figure out the best way to position it. But these are like the 4 key principles that we stick to when we're looking to create the best possible product.